What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. Now, guys, I saw this story a couple of days ago, and I just want to break some things down here because we're talking about Caleb McLaughlin from the insanely popular Netflix show Stranger Things. He plays Lucas Sinclair, and you guys might have heard this man or young man has decided he wants to opine about why it is that he's not as popular as some of his co-stars. And he's come up with, I don't know, what could it be? What could be the reason why he wouldn't be as popular? There could be many reasons, but what could he have possibly come up with? Oh, I don't know. Let's say because he's black, 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 black. Yes, yes, that is his conclusion that he's come to. And there's a reason why he came to this conclusion, and we're going to get into this, guys. I'm going to read a little bit of this story here that's on Yahoo.com, and it says here, Stranger Things star Caleb McLaughlin calls out bigotry in the show's fandom. Why am I the least favorite? He says. Okay, he's wondering about this. Let's see if we can help him get to the bottom of this, shall we? Since Stranger Things first became a streaming phenomenon in 2016, the Netflix show's young cast has been running up that hill towards global superstardom. Oh, I see what you did there. I see he's running up that hill. Okay. But one actor hasn't always felt the love. Appearing at Heroes Comic Con in Belgium recently, Stranger Things star Caleb McLaughlin, who plays one of the show's few black characters, Lucas Sinclair, said that he has often felt that he was treated differently from his white co-stars by the show's fans. You know, it's funny, guys, because when you really think about it, the way the climate is now in Hollywood, right? They keep telling black people that unless you see yourself represented, you can't relate to what you're seeing on the screen. So they're creating this segregation where this character has to be for this audience or that audience has to be for this character. I just did a video about Elizabeth Banks talking about how she wishes that she could do more action movies, but she can only do movies for women because she's a woman. But SJWs, this is the world that you created. Go forth and multiply. This is what you wanted, right? You want it to be marginalized. So this is what comes from that, I believe. Okay, so you're on a predominantly white ensemble, Caleb. So now you're gonna cry because maybe these white people don't see themselves in you. Maybe they can't relate. Maybe that's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You should be wondering where your black audience is. If this is what's going on, maybe you'd be more popular if people who looked like you supported you. But of course, we know that narrative is bullshit, right? But going on, he says, it definitely took a toll on me as a younger kid. He said in comments that were captured on video and have since gone viral online. My very first Comic-Con, some people didn't stand on my line because I was black. Okay, so we are to believe that people were walking by Caleb McLaughlin at a Comic-Con and said, we ain't gonna go over there, man, because you're black and we can't stand black people. We're just gonna keep on walking. Goodbye, Caleb. We can't stand you. No, I don't think that's what happened. How do you know they didn't go over to you because you're black? I mean, I'm sure that some people did. I mean, racism exists. Of course it does. But dog, you can't keep falling back on the black thing. I mean, I know my son, right? We had that conversation years ago. I told him, don't come to me blaming your skin color, your race on your failure or your inability to perform. I don't want to hear it. Unless somebody's throwing a rope around your neck and calling you a nigger or some shit like that, then we can talk about some racist shit. But if it's just a matter of you didn't do this or you feel like you could have been better or something, don't you dare come in this house talking about it's because I'm black. Don't do it. Okay, as an excuse not to perform. Not that it doesn't exist, but as an excuse. Okay, there's a difference. It says here, McLaughlin clarified that some of the fan animosity directed towards him in the show's freshman season had to do with Lucas in his initial adversarial relationship with Eleven, played by Millie Bobby Brown. And of course, that's true. He's pretty much spent the whole first season cussing people out, making 11 cry. And of course, you're not going to be the most popular kid on the show when you're doing stuff like that, but that's what he was doing. That's the way they wrote the role. Maybe you should be blaming the writers instead of the fans. Never blame the fans, okay? Especially for something like this. This is your perception. This is all in your head. You think you should be more popular. You're only 20 years old, man. You're still paying your dues. All right. Your problem is you started comparing yourself with other people. That's where your problem is. I mean, look, I'm on YouTube. I got over 11,000 subs. Okay. There are some people who have hundreds of thousands of subs. You know what I mean? I mean, am I going to get upset every time I turn on the camera and I go on YouTube and I start comparing myself to other people? No, I do what I do. Other people do what they do. You know what I mean? Maybe they're grinding harder. Of course they are. I just do this in my spare time. This ain't even a hobby for me. It's just something I do when I feel like I got something to say. That's it. Other people out there are busting their asses. They're trying to make an empire out of this. You know what I mean? So it's wrong to be always comparing yourself with what other people are doing. Do you, man? That's what the saying is, right? That's what you need to do. Do you. Moving on. But even after that storyline went away, he noticed that his character seemed less of a fan favorite than the rest of the cast. And he goes on to say, even now, some people don't follow me or don't support me because I'm black, the 20-year-old actor said. This is so sad, man. This is where he goes. This is where his mind goes. People are not following him because he's black. Sometimes overseas, he says, you'll feel the racism. You'll feel the bigotry. See, this sounds like it's something in your mind. How do you feel the racism? Either you're having racist incidents put upon you or it's not, okay? There's no, I just feel the racism, you know? Can you feel the hate tonight? No, bro. All right, anyway, sometimes overseas you feel the racism, you feel the bigotry, and it's something sometimes it's hard to talk about and for people to understand. When I was younger, it definitely affected me a lot. I'm sorry, man, not everybody is going to love you, and not everybody has to love you. Remember, I did that video. Not everybody has to love you. As much as people love you, there will be people who don't love you, even people who hate you. This is a fact of life. You know what I mean? You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. The facts of life. Big shout out to Tootie, Natalie, Blair, Joe, and no, that was all of them, right? Mrs. Garrett. I don't know what the fuck. Anyway, one area where McLaughlin sees a continued discrepancy is in the cast's social media stats. Here he goes, looking at social media. His own Instagram has 15.4 million followers. Oh, you poor baby. You only have 15.4 million followers. Oh, how do you get up in the morning? How do you function? Where's your affirmation? Compared to Millie Bobby Brown's 58.5 million or Noah Schnapp's 27.6 million. You're like, why am I the least favorite? The least amount of followers. I'm on the same show as everybody from season 1, he observed, crediting his mother and father with being honest with him. Now this, guys, this is where I take offense. This is where the anti-Mark parenting system comes in, all right? Because his parent says, he credits his parents with being real with him. He said, my parents had to be like, it's a sad truth, but it's because you're a black child or you're the black child on the show. Wow, that's crazy, I thought. Because I was born with this beautiful chocolate skin, I'm not loved. Okay, guys. See, this tells me right here who's wearing the pants in this family. That statement right there. He says, because I was born with this beautiful chocolate skin, I'm not loved. Chocolate skin, dude, you got that directly from your mother, okay? There might be some black guys out there who say that shit, but for the most part, that's a woman thing, a black woman thing, who will call you chocolate and call your skin chocolate. Dude, don't do that. Don't be a mama's boy. Don't be talking about because of my beautiful chocolate skin. You're a man. Okay? Your skin is not chocolate. It's skin. I mean, I remember a long time ago, I told my mom and my sister, because they were like, there's nothing wrong with being called chocolate. You know, this is one of these conversations that we have, right? And I told them I don't necessarily appreciate being called chocolate, my skin being called chocolate. It's not that it offends me or anything like that, but it's just that over the course of my life, I've learned that as many people describe this color as chocolate, there's about 2 more who describe it as shit brown, okay? So I've learned how not to take too much stock in what people say about me or how they see me. Okay, I'm much, much more than what you actually see before you. I am deeper. I think, therefore I am. Am I not? So I'm just saying, Caleb, all right, you got to have tougher skin, man. You know what I'm saying? So listening to your mom, listening to your dad, and I'm sorry because there are just way, way too many black parents out here who do this to their kids. They equip them with the excuse of being black. Anytime you get critiqued about anything, it's because you're black. This is where we are right now. This is the reason why I can't depend on any critics or anything when they're talking about The Woman King, because we're at a point now where you cannot critique black movies. You can't critique black performers without being called racist unless you're just raving all over the place about it. Barack was the president. He's got to be the best president ever. I critique Barack Obama a little bit. Man, you're a self-hater, man. You know what I'm saying? This is where we are. It's unfortunate, but we have to challenge our kids to not do that, to not put themselves in that marginalized box that way. It should make you want to work harder, Caleb. If you're not feeling the love and you are so talented. I saw you in the New Edition story. I forget who you were playing. It might have been Ralph or something, but you were in the New Edition story. You're multi-talented. You can sing, you can dance, you can act, you can do all of these things, guys. And especially thinking about New Edition, right? New Edition had a lot of hits, a lot of classics, great group. I love them. But they were always outperformed by Backstreet Boys, New Kids on the Block, NSYNC. Sometimes people just relate more to where they came from. It goes back to what we were saying before. If we are to believe, as Hollywood says, that people can only relate to seeing themselves, then if you're in a predominantly white ensemble and you're that lone or one of the few black characters, maybe they're just not relating to you. You all right? So it's like I said at the beginning of the video, maybe that's what it is, right? But we all know that narrative is crap. Don't take it into yourself, Caleb. Just work harder. You'll get yours. You're not the first black performer that's been out there. Of course, you're going to have to overcome people who don't like you, people who underestimate you. Maybe they have people who they prefer more, and that's fine. That's okay. But you stay on your grind, man. You keep doing what you're doing. You're young. You're talented. You'll get there. And I'm sorry, if your parents keep on telling you that shit, you just might want to stop listening to your parents a little bit. Mr. and Mrs. McLaughlin, stop doing that to your son. All of the black parents out there, stop doing that to your kids. Stop giving them a built-in excuse that because they're black is the reasons why they can't do something. All right, it might challenge you. It might be something more for you to overcome. But guess what? That does make you stronger. It really, really does. All right, but don't have them be resolved to the fact that people just don't love them. Because let me tell you something. A victim of racism doesn't get 15.4 million followers. A victim of racism doesn't get cast on one of the most popular shows that's on TV right now. This kid is in a great position. All right, so that's all I'm saying. I think that it's unfortunate that he's been made to feel this way. I blame his parents on that, and I think it's a teachable moment to all parents, not just black parents, but any parents that's out there. It's like, don't do that to your kids. Don't put that on them. They are like onto themselves. Don't have them looking over here or looking over there, wondering why they can't measure up to this person or that person. Because as Millie Bobby Brown or Noah Schnapp or whatever, they might have all of these followers today, but this is social media. It's here today, gone tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Don't find your self-worth in that. But guys, that's all I have to say about that. You can get in the comment section, of course, let me know how you feel about this. As always, guys, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. I thank you guys for listening. I will catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.